an iconic South African political leader who fought against South Africa's racist system. Nelson Mandela is loved by activists, peacemakers, and justice seekers around the world. He was born in 1918 in the village of Mbezo, Eastern Cape Province, South Africa. After Mandela attended primary school in Qunu, he attended Wesleyan College, Healtown. He began studying law at the University of the Witwatersrand in 1939. As a student, Mandela was involved in politics, joining the African National Congress ANC, a political party fighting for the rights of black people in South Africa. In 1948, the apartheid government came to power and began to enforce racial segregation. The system discriminated against black people in everything from education, housing, employment, and even where they were allowed to walk. Mandela became one of his ANC leaders in the fight against apartheid. In 1961, he helped establish the military branch of his ANC. The department carried out sabotage against government targets to stop the implementation of apartheid. In 1962, Mandela was arrested and sentenced to life imprisonment for his involvement in these activities. He spent the next 27 years in prison, during which he became a symbol of the struggle against apartheid. In 1990, Nelson Mandela was released from prison and began negotiations with the South African government. These negotiations led to South Africa's first free elections in 1994, with Mandela elected as the country's first black president. During his presidency, Mandela worked to heal divisions within South Africa and promote racial reconciliation. He also helped establish the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, which aims to provide a way for apartheid victims to tell their stories and perpetrators to seek forgiveness. Nelson Mandela resigned as president in 1999, but continued to campaign for peace and human rights until his death in 2013. Nelson Mandela was an inspirational figure who fought for the rights of all people regardless of race. His legacy continues to inspire people around the world to stand up for what is right. Mandela Day is celebrated on July 18th every year, a collection of his most powerful and inspiring quotes. May they inspire you and empower you to make a difference in your community. May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. It always seems impossible until it's done. A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. The greatest glory living is not in falling, but in rising every time we fall. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. As I walked out the door toward the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I'd still be in prison. There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. And if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. A good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. After climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. You can be that great generation. Let your greatness blossom. Poverty is not an accident. Like slavery and apartheid, it is man-made and can be removed by the actions of human beings. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's inspiring others to move beyond it. There can be no greater gift than that of giving one's time and energy to helping others without expecting anything in return. What counts is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life we lead. We know too well that our freedom is incomplete without the freedom of the Palestinians. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. Overcoming poverty is not a gesture of charity, it is an act of justice. There is nothing like returning to a place that remains unchanged to find the ways in which you have altered. When a man is denied the right to live the life he believes in, he has no choice but to become an outlaw. Part of being optimistic is keeping one's head pointed toward the sun, one's feet moving forward. We commit ourselves to the construction of a complete, just, and lasting peace. I never lose. I either win or learn. Real leaders must be ready to sacrifice all for the freedom of their people. It is what we make out of what we have given, not what we are given, that separates one person from another. No single person can liberate a country. You can only liberate a country if you act as a collective. While poverty persists, there is no true freedom. Action without vision is only passing time. Vision without action is merely daydreaming. But vision with action can change the world. If you want the cooperation of humans around you, you must make them feel they are important, and you do that by being genuine and humble. We need to exert ourselves that much more and break out of the vicious cycle of dependence imposed on us by the financially powerful, those in command of immense market power, and those who dare to fashion the world in their own image. Courageous people do not fear forgiving for the sake of peace. When people are determined, they can overcome anything. Forget the past. We must use time wisely and forever realize that the time is always ripe to do right. Let there be work, bread, water, and salt for all. In my country, we go to prison first and then become president. Never, never, and never again shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another. There is no easy walk to freedom anywhere. As long as poverty, injustice, and gross inequality persist in our world, none of us can truly rest. People respond in accordance to how you treat them. To deny people their human rights is to deny their very humanity. Without education, your children can never really meet the challenges they will face. So it's very important to give children education and explain that they should play a role for their country. I dream of the realization of the unity of Africa, whereby its leaders combine in their efforts to solve the problems of this continent. There is nothing I fear more than waking up without a program that will help me bring a little happiness to those with no resources, those who are poor, illiterate, and ridden with terminal disease. Give a child love, laughter, and peace. I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal which I hope to live and to achieve, but if needs be, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die. We can change the world and make it a better place. It is in your hands to make a difference. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like our videos.